Well, hello everyone, I'm Darth Browder, and welcome to the next part of my Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations playthrough. In the previous video, Phoenix Wright took over from Edgeworth as lead of this case, and finds out a few interesting things, such as the mysterious Elise Doonan, who was murdered, is actually Misty Faye, the long-lost mother of Maya and Mia, who went missing after the DL6 incident. More on that in the first game, if you want more info. I've done videos on that. And the episode ended where there was an earthquake. Phoenix rushes off to the training hall on an island where Maya is supposedly, and Iris is there. So, without further ado, let's get ready to rumble. Right, is this what Godo was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth? I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me. What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. I know there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you're one to talk with your face all green. Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. To be ridiculous, I'm perfectly... Oh! There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Now go and get some rest. That's your only concern right now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he was probably off crying in a corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris? No, not at all. Why did you make a run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by a strong earthquake we had. I was so worried I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred coven was alright, but... But what? I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door and... Who in the world would do something like this? These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korean tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks? I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them. What does that mean? It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one. Yes, that's correct. What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this? Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But... it will take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess. A day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can. We've got to wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength. Now. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident, but you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple, and then you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple is as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. It's weird that there's nobody around all of this. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. Oh, Mr. Nick! Pals, what are you doing here? No, nothing. Well, Mr. Morris, you alright? Well, we don't know yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry, this is the loser's shack where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in us in each other's failures, okay? Got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Louise did a picture of me. That's, great, Pills. We're going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't you try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Oh, Mr. Meyer. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Alright then, what do you think about this picture, Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing. See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know. It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it, it's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew, I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night. But Mr. Louise? Oh, not you too, please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase, I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it was like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with the look of doubt on your face? Pills? Yes, Mr. Nick? I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know. I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Mr. Nick? Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Doonim's room, reading a book together. But Miss Doonim was murdered and you, Pearls, were at the Inner Temple. Yeah? Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power has disappeared. What? Her powers have disappeared? What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps? Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Just as I thought. I'm going to have to break her cyclops to get the truth out of her. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Well, what's the damage? Oh, it's a secret cavern! Looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of Korean tradition. We have Iris at the sacred cavern trying her best to open them for us now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Korean disappeared 17 years ago? I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Korean tradition's main family line. I'm here to put a stop to them." Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? There is only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of Korean, and her daughter is the main family. All other mediums become branch family members, with no one controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. Is that power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Master Mask case, and during Maggie Bird's trial too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need it the most. Korean technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead? That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Well, you seem Paul, Mr. Wright. Oh, you're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is? Oh, I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the foil. DL6 incident. Knew it. DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murder. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Misty's channeling, a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Korean tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, judiciary, people of Korean village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished. Well, everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since she managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. Korean tradition is starting to recover at last. But the new master wielding the power of the clan? Does she mean Maya? spiritual power of the Korean channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power. The main family bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. With each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. Always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life. As a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumoured to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mira got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mum and her aunt. That's right, Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master's seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Morgan. That's a name I know well. It was a year ago now at Maya's home, Kirain village. What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose you didn't know about Mystic Morgan's daughter. Then you must have already realised that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. What? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oh, so I thought you already knew. Sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest, that child? She's Mystic Morgan's. I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes, ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in the murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see, so I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Wait, what? For 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. What? Twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? All happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Kirain's reputation at an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realised his wife would never become the master, he left her in the village, taking her twin daughters with him. How awful. He was a jeweller, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up to be looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris had a twin sister, could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweller. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweller. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters. Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of that Mystic Morgan's anger toward the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her jeweller by her jeweller husband. Even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers will one day lead the clan. That's why she had pills? It seems that the incident here was a result of Mr. Morgan's anger. If it was able to break through the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. Plot thickens. This information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to get some more questions, ask some more questions, get some more info. Sounds like something's happening. What tune is that they're humming? No motive, no crime, no motive, no crime, sing it with me. No motive, no crime, I remember when we used to search in the challenging room in Crane. Oh, I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigate is all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. I would never have guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who? Me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? Well, I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I give it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. Looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with this case, though. Letter? And so how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal. Well, I guess it can't hurt. It's like the murder took place near Temple Garden. And they're taking that bloody writing on their lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What, you mean? I don't have the details, pal. All I know is if you don't find me down in that sacred cavern, we're going to be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me? I don't know. They're not my words, pal. And who said it? Mr. Godo. Godo? What do you mean by that? About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busted gut here trying to find the murder weapon. All I find is some burnt up old letter. Burnt up old letter? Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the inner temple. The incinerator? I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? We got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I do mine? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. Oh, spirit medium and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case. Spirit mediums? It's going to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. I'm going to get a bit good looking over into some serious thought. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Deliverance of crime, pal. So what did you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, wasn't it Shishi Chico that was found impaled in the victim's body? Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like this chicken looking for now. Yeah, man, is it tiring work? Let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. Got the feather of forensicness in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? What's this secret weapon of yours? Well, no, you don't think scientifically, okay? Alright, murder weapon was a sword. Swords are scientifically speaking made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No, I know what he's going to say, but I'll let him look smart. What's perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! Metal detector! Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Well, you want to give some scientific investigation to go? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. Pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Shall I detect a gunshot or not? Come on, pal, it's good fun, I'm telling you. Alright then, I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. Absolute best. So sensitive you can make it cry. So high tech. Skydive off it. Oh bother. So now I'm going to tell you how to use it. Possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first let's turn the detector on. That's saying the metal detector. Now let's move the detector around. Give it this courtyard a good look-see, pal. When that happens, press it. He's just going for a tutorial. This thing picks up metallic objects that are in from sight too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems switched to okay, pal. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? Look, a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. Vegetable store going near my place does it all the time. Even catch my ask for a head of lettuce. He said that's a cabbage, he says. I'll tell you they're the exact same thing. And they're not, they're completely different. In fact, both of them firmly in the ground before they can grow, don't you? So you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise you could miss a really important clue. That's the voice from a pro, pal. That's pissed, I need advice from this guy in front of me. This is Miss Doonham's stuff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, the area usually made it wood, but the detector is reacting to it. Yeah, how do you look at the thing's made of wood, alright? I won't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. There's no point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it. Weird, this thing's causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off. Examine if evidence is a job for. The top is coming off. What you done? You damaged a really important piece of evidence. Ah. That's a sword? It's like the staff? Is this, could it be, the murder weapon? I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this sort of thing a sword cane, pal. This was a real jam. Workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. Doesn't look like there's any traces of blood on it. No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely a murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shishishisho, too. This must be the murder weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some trace of blood left, even if most of it's been wiped off. See you later, pal. Wait up, detective. Huh? What is it, pal? I'm pretty busy going right now, you know. You're going to get that stuff analysed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? What are you talking about, pal? Please, just so we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a real bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think? Maya's been... No, please, just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of reading in there. Okay, just stop with that face, pal. One thing, though. This staff's secret trick, let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. It's just a regular, one-of-the-mill staff. You got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, Detective. Don't worry. She'll be fine. Gumshoe. You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that's some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure, thanks. I can't help but wonder, though, what was Elise doing with staff like this in the first place? The cops are still combing the place. They're pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gonna be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth. Ah. Hey, don't you dare run away. What do you want, right? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I've ready to get out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. We went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris? Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation in the garden here. There's a high chance that this is the actual scene of the crime, that's why. You mean because of the writing in the blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect, Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes? No. Though thankfully my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was the defence attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there, but it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, right? There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake, and not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay? There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for a file? Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I'd seen her face before 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, right? I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewellery store owner. She had nothing to do with the Iris and Hazakura temple, and neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Hey Edgeworth, did you know that Iris has a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but problem is she didn't know the name of this twin. There's nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. When Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young, apparently her sister was raised by her father. A jeweller, I think. A jeweller? Right, I I just want to know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. It was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case? I'm not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? Simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right, I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. At the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there's no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. Seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, spirit medium from a branch family of the Korean channeling technique. Did you say Korean channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. Police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room, it's all in there. All you have to do is check the DR6 incident case file and you'll know. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. Then you'll see that the Korean channeling technique is real. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth? Yes, that's where it was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini? Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night I was helping an acolyte wear a train in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my bat likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Azakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder. That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start at 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So I left at about 9:40, I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but the line just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40. What you said doesn't add up with this. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Ah. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen in the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Who's that? Me. Mr. Wright? We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten. No, that's right, I remember. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in two different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. On the night of the incident, you were seen in two different places at the same time, which means there must have been two of you. Can't think of any other explanation, Iris. But that's crazy, how could that be? Being one of me, it's impossible. Impossible? I wonder. Well, your trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps. That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you. No need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder, it was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. But you just said it's yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground for the Korean channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted in the temple, I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month. Just as I suspected. The Iris and Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before? But because my sister always does the right thing. Excuse me? And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again. You betrayed her? What do you mean? That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way. What was she talking about? know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It was what started her down a twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
But I promised I'd help.
And
She didn't do it for the money.
huh?
It was revenge on our father.
But revenge? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man who threw our mother away and sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family.
The main family had a lot of influence in...
The main family had a lot of influence in many businesses and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was sent to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Karain.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Karain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, my father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place, he said it was a hit dive, and he had no reason to stay there.
That's when you came here to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I've asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fay clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one thing I want to tell you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. Still much to investigate.
Leave these lots to me, I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you, I suppose I better continue my investigation. Still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearls' sight clock. Look at that, they really did make a fire right in the front of the shack.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
Huh? Too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we already polished them all off. I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding.
Take that!
Night of the crime. Last sight look, guys. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Ellie Studnium's room, reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself, I was so nervous.
Pearls never went to Miss Studnium's room. She was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls? On the night of the murder, You went to this place, didn't you? You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? And the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, you will tell me the whole truth.
Okay.
You went to this place for a very simple reason. And that is this. It's obvious you were so worried about Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was a special course.
I signed
Up for your special course. Well, my, quite brave of you considering how cold it is. You know, people are so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Oh. Sister Bikini scared you, what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was during the inner temple.
Then we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. And what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple?
It was probably about 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. There was so much snow I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How do you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She had the lights out bell?
Hazakura Temple's bell's really small
Though, isn't it? You must have been really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it, that'd be terrible.
Try to hear the bell? Tell me, Pearls. Why were you so about hearing that bell? I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell is because of this. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognise these pieces of paper?
Where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls? You were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. It's amazing.
These instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose of writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel like Pearls was... It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. Wasn't Iris whose sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night? It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. Never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
Thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. Here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what those instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How how did you?
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Alright, Pearls, it's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick, oi!
Why's she coming back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to see how I follow these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
Oh, she say anything rather than it to carry out those instructions? Let's have to produce some similar evidence then. Well, what thing should do it? Alright, Pearls, we both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right, there's no evidence to prove it was you.
I knew it.
However, do you know that whoever did it was a child?
Huh? How did you know that?
Couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
Sure, you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this evidence proves it. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
Why would I do such a thing like that?
Do you remember what that was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among other things.
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Doonan on the night of the murder? Perhaps if we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
Listen, these are so funny stuff. How do you read this?
It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. Sure, Miss Doonan taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in the gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. Guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really think I'm useless. I couldn't even build a letter properly as my mother had asked me. Such a simple thing, I couldn't even do it right. After dinner that night, I didn't go to the inner temple. There was a pot of leftover gravy.
Gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it's the master of Crane I could send the letter.
I see, and then...
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
Guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why don't you just go back to the training hall?
Because Mystic Mire's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for it to get through it. But then
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
Sorry, I didn't mean to, I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens.
Anyway, then you found
yourself trapped to the inner temple.
Yes, when I woke up it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator and I heated up the leftover gravy and let off some
sleep by checking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know it was like Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No, I tried but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't they get you down, Pearl? It's all work out. If you want, I can fly through the sky for you. Just like that. So she never managed to channel the spirit? Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do. Isn't there any other explanation for why you
couldn't channel the spirit? I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though. Could you please tell me what it is, anyway? It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone else? What do you mean? Well, there's only one of each spirit, right? Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. Can't see a hot chick if she's already dating. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a failure. I couldn't even remember this final wish. Her final wish? Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully. It's a letter. Definitely need to find out more about it. My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary. Yeah, I know it, Pearls. I visit her every month, and last month she told me. The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden. My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much. Yeah, mums will do anything for their kids, right? She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, missed it by as part of the Fae clan, so I had to be good for her too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick? I guess so, yeah. There was a picture of her letter too. A picture? Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time... Pretty weird. Like Larry knows anything about this stuff. There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken as if someone had already opened it once before. That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out. You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us. So I'm sure Mr. Meyer will be alright. Look at that instant smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Finally figured it out, have you, tried? You finally realised how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godo, the entrance to the sacred cavern, looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why did you say that? Because Martha isn't coming back. What? You know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Tri. Just like it was your job to try to protect me and Faye. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realise that, but you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. Huh. Well, I just say, Tri. Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow, we'll settle everything caught tomorrow, once and for all. Mr. Nick, is what that man just said true? You'll be right, Pearls. I'm sure mine's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick. My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now finally, after all this time, the master seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. And we got ourselves a final showdown in the next video. It's the final court case. It's going to be a three-parter as well, just so you're all aware, because it's massive. So, part one of the final showdown will be the next video. This has been Darth Browner. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next video. Ciao for now, everyone. Bye.